keep calling, I ain't picking up. Through with conversation, done with games, now you know I'm giving up. I didn't have to be like this, but you made me. You got everybody around me out here thinking I'm crazy. Now our past change our future, and that's breaking my heart. It's me, SimbaTv, bang! What is good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Simba coming back here again with another reaction video for you guys today. For today's reaction video, we got what they captured in a sewer. Shocked the whole world. Now, man, from just this little thumbnail, is that a giant ass rat? Is that Master Splinter? I'm scared, curious, kinda anxious. Let's jump up in it.
Sewers and drains play a big role in any community. I mean, can you imagine living before they were invented? With more than 7 billion people in the world today, our drainage and sewage system ensures that our waste goes down properly. Imagine how stinky everything would be if it weren't for these systems. Most of the time, you only see waste in sewers. Not that anyone would want to see what's down there, but there are also times when people find the weird stuff down there too. You would think that all you'd see is murky, stinky water, but you'd be surprised by what else is mixed in with the waste. From a sewer alligator to the mole people of Las Vegas, here are the 15 strangest things discovered in sewers. Number 15. Sewer alligator. In 2019, 12-year-old Hannah Seiler went out to look for her missing cat around her home in Mississippi. Any cat owner out there knows how hard they are to find sometimes. While being plagued by the thought that her poor cat had gotten lost, Hannah stumbled upon something that made her even more terrified. When Hannah checked out the sewer outside her home, she saw a pair of yellow eyes glaring back at her.
Nah, that's creepy, bro. First of all, I'm not looking down any sewage like drain. I'm not doing it, bro. I seen it. I know what's down there, bro. Not doing it. But to look and see something looking back at you, boy, I tell you what, feces just everywhere. I'm just releasing it all. Just what?
But it didn't belong to her cat. What she saw was an alligator waiting inside the dark sewer. Luckily, Hannah immediately recognized the animal and ran back, yelling to her house. Upon hearing her scream, her neighbors immediately went out and asked her what was wrong. Needless to say, even the adults were quite floored when they found out why Hannah was so frightened. They immediately contacted the authorities, and just within minutes, animal control workers responded to the scene and removed the reptile from the community sewer system. After retrieving the gator, it looked like the poor reptile wasn't entirely an adult yet and hadn't reached its full size. Despite this fact, a young gator is still dangerous.
Yeah.
That's why experts advise people to never let their guard down anywhere near bodies of water, especially in Florida, where millions of alligators lurk. Over the last decade, many people in the United States have reported close calls with or even being attacked by an alligator in seemingly safe spots like lakes and ponds.
Wow.
I guess it only makes sense for gators to be in bodies of water. But a sewer? I don't think that's a place for a carnivorous reptile. Now, as for Hannah's cat, well, we don't exactly know if she ever did find it. But I like to think that after the whole ordeal, she found her beloved cat waiting for her at home. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now.
Loud.
Number 14. Civil War Cannonball. In 2013, workers clearing out a sewer line in Perry County were bewildered when they found something hollow and made out of metal in the sewer. With no idea as to what it was, they flushed all the debris with water to clearly see what the metal item was. All the workers were shocked to see a Civil War cannonball in the sewer. The workers involved were pretty amazed by the discovery, considering the historical significance of the cannonball they found. After all, they found it 150 years after the war ended. Moreover, they never expected that they would find a perfectly preserved cannonball in the sewer. And to this day, there is still no official explanation as to how the thing ended up where it was found.
I was gonna say, how did it get in there? Like, what? You know, man, it's so crazy. Out of all the things that I would think you would find in a sewer, a cannonball isn't on that list. You know, like, that's not something that I would think about. Like, this historic cannonball Just down there, just chilling for years and years and years. Wild.
Number 13. Car found in sewer. Hurricane Katrina was one of the most devastating and catastrophic natural disasters that hit the United States. Even after decades since its landfall, some states still have the marks left behind by the hurricane.
Yeah.
For instance, in 2019, the locals of New Orleans were surprised when 2 whole cars were retrieved from the city's underground drainage canals. Now that's a pretty huge clog. One of the cars seems to have been lost in the midst of the 2005 storm and has remained in the drainage system ever since.
Wow.
Now the cars might have been whole, but that's quite a generous description, as both of the vehicles were squashed and covered with gunk. The discovery of the 2 cars led the authorities to examine the other parts of the drainage system. And who knows, they might have discovered other treasures that were clogging the city's drainage system all these years. Number 12. Newborn baby found alive in sewer pipes. In 2018, locals from Jinhua, China woke up to a spine-chilling discovery. The authorities made history by rescuing a newborn child from a section of an apartment sewer pipe. The child was only several hours old, and even the placenta was still attached. The rescue team painstakingly cut every section of the pipe carefully so as not to hurt the child. Because the pipe was only 3...
That poor oh, that poor baby. No. Bro, why would you have a child and put it down the drain? That hurts my heart, y'all. That hurts my soul. I hope that baby is alive and well to this day.
3 inches in diameter, the workers needed to be incredibly careful,
Wow.
especially while cutting the section of the pipe covering the baby's head. Earlier that day, a tenant of the apartment contacted the landlord about a strange noise coming from the pipes. As it turned out, this concerned tenant ended up being the newborn's mother. According to her, she accidentally gave birth to her child on the toilet and ended up flushing it, but many are skeptical about her true intentions. Right after the newborn...
You accidentally gave birth on the toilet. Wouldn't you know you're giving birth? And then wouldn't you have to sit up and look to see, oh shit, there's a child in here. I shouldn't flush this. I should take the child out. Man, I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe it, bro. I don't believe that. You put your baby in that drain. You should be locked up. Like, you're sick.
Was removed from the pipe. The baby boy was transported to the hospital, where he was taken care of and nursed back to health. Luckily, the child recovered quickly, and the authorities immediately investigated the newborn's mother. Number 11. Lost wedding ring. Rings are one of the items that are usually dropped down the drain. Rings are usually less than 16 millimeters across and can easily be lost among the gunk and waste in the sewer. And that is why Sarah Wolf lost her wedding ring when it went down a bathroom drain. She lost hope that she would ever find it again. However, it seemed like there was light at the end of the tunnel, or sewer. A worker doing a routine sewer cleaning near the Minnesota community found her lost ring. According to the worker, he passed by an open utility hole when something tiny and shiny caught his eye. He could immediately tell that it was a valuable ring, so he reached down into the pipe and retrieved it. With the help of the city's Facebook page, Sarah got her wedding ring back after an entire year of living without it. Of course, Sarah was delighted upon seeing it, but since it was soaked in gunk and waste for more than a year, she sent it to Shane Company for deep cleaning. Amazingly, the company decided to give Sarah a necklace with a special engraving on it, and they also gave a special gift to the kind and honest worker who returned the ring. I guess all's well that ends well. Number 10. Rolex haul. In 2012, a drainage cleaner almost hit the jackpot when he found 4 luxury watches while doing his job in Essex. The man named Aaron first found a Rolex mixed in the gunk while cleaning the drain near Chalkwell railway station.
Wow.
He immediately surrendered the watch to the nearest police station. Unfortunately, or should I say fortunately for him, the watch wasn't registered, and if no one claimed the watch, he was allowed to keep it. However, the owner of the yellow gold Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph showed up at the station several days later. According to the owner, the watch was a gift from his wife, who had died recently.
Oh,
The watch
wow.
was allegedly one of the items he lost after a thief ransacked his home. For
Wow.
reference, the price tag of this luxury timepiece starts at a whopping $4,500. The owner of the Rolex was incredibly grateful to Aaron and rewarded him with money for his honesty and integrity. Aaron discovered
They're still
3
good
more
people.
luxury watches, but they weren't authentic and were mere fakes. Aaron could have had quick and easy money had he not surrendered the first Rolex watch. But I guess sleeping with a clean conscience is better than money for him.
Man,
what a great
shout
lad.
out to you, man.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think I'll ever be lucky enough to find anything remotely valuable like this guy. Number 9. Missing cow. Now, this is something that's definitely strange. The last thing you'd expect to see in the sewer is a whole cow, but it somehow happened in Fujian province in eastern China in 2010.
That's crazy, bro.
Needless to say, a lot of villagers were quite baffled when they saw the poor cow looking up at them from the sewer.
I ain't never stepping over like the little sewer holes in the street ever again, bro. Cars, cows, babies, like anything can go down there. I didn't think it was possible. I'm not doing it, bro. That's crazy. Look at this. It's a cow. It's a cow, bro. Nah, that's wild.
No one knows exactly how long the cow had been lost before the villagers discovered the poor animal, but luckily, it seemed like she was okay. The locals around the sewer only noticed that something weird was underneath when they heard the sound of mooing coming from underground. When they looked down through an open manhole, this is what they saw. Cows usually stay where you put them as long as they have grass to eat. When the locals found this poor cow, they gave her some water and fed her grass until the owner came to rescue her using a makeshift winch. Many of the locals were baffled as to how the cow ended up down there. During the rescue, they also commended how the animal was incredibly calm after what happened to her. After being hauled onto solid ground, she simply went on her way and found a patch of grass and started grazing. Do we have any cow experts here? How do you think this cow ended up in the sewer?
That's crazy.
Number 8. Millions of dollars worth of gold in Swiss sewers. Did you know that you can find a lot of gold not only in Swiss banks, but also in Swiss sewers? As far-fetched as it sounds, scientists claim that about $1.8 million worth of gold gets into the country's wastewater annually. I guess it's true that
Really?
one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, in this case, a nation's trash turned out to be an actual treasure. However, there's no use digging in the Swiss sewers. There are incredibly tiny specks of gold in Switzerland's sewage, but you need a lot of filters and a lot of guts to endure all the wastewater. All of these gold flecks are the valuable remains of the gold refining industries in the country. Now, aside from gold, there are also traces of silver and rare earth metals in Swiss sewers from the medical and
What?
technological companies in the country. Now, let me ask you a question. If you magically had a tool that would filter out all the gold residue in the sewage, do you think you would have the guts and the patience to harvest tiny specks of gold amongst the human waste?
Nah.
Let me know what you think in the comments below. Number 7. The Fatberg. I know that you're probably flabbergasted by this photo. In case you're wondering, these are called fatbergs. They're something like icebergs, but instead of being huge chunks of ice, they're large masses of solid waste. Just looking at this photo is enough to imagine just how pungent these things are. Fatberg is a British term that makes sense because over the years, several fatbergs have been found in England and several other parts of Europe. In 2017, sewage cleaners found a stomach-churning 130-ton fatberg, mainly composed of sanitary products and cooking fat in London's sewer system. In 2019, workers removed yet again a nasty 40-ton fatberg about the size of a double-decker bus from a London sewer. To remove this huge mass of fat, grease, and other stinky materials, drainage cleaners used high-powered hoses to break it down. Once the matter was soft enough, the workers
I could smell it. I could smell it through the computer. You know, like I can just, ugh. That must be a horrible smell. Like it just, ugh.
then picked it up by hand to clear the
Oh!
sewer. I must say, a salute to every drainage cleaner out there who
For
ensures that
real,
our
that's
toilets and pipes
crazy.
won't be clogged.
I couldn't
Number
do
6. Pulsating sewer monster.
Oh, hell no.
From afar,
Nope.
you would think that this blob is a pulsating heart, but as you look closer, you would clearly recognize that it's a mass of creatures entangled with each other. This
Oh. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Just a bunch of bugs just having a meeting in there.
Mysterious worm monster has been spotted in several sewers all around the world, but a lot of them have been spotted in the United States. When a video of this pulsating sewer monster was first uploaded on the internet, a lot of people came up with crazy theories as to what it was. Some claimed that the pulsating mass was the heart of an alien, while some claimed that it was a mutant monster that resurfaced from the sewer. Before I tell you what this sewer monster actually is, I want you to comment on your theories down below. Ready? Well, this pulsating mass is nothing more than a colony of worms. Tubifex worms in particular. If you're a fish owner, you would probably know these worms are harmless. This doesn't change.
I don't care if they harmless. Look at it. It's nasty. It's disgusting. It's making my stomach turn. Ugh. That's all I can say about that is just
Change the fact that they're pretty horrifying to look at though. Tubifex worms can be found in pet shops worldwide, as they're excellent fish food. However, this description is only exclusive to Tubifex worms grown in a safe and clean environment. It's incredibly dangerous to feed your pet fish Tubifex worms from the sewer. After all, who knows just how dirty the sewage is? Number 5. Sheep stuck in manhole. They're cute, they're fluffy, and they're often docile, but sometimes they tend to wander off. If you live in a community populated with a lot of sheep, you would know that sometimes these herbivores tend to be pretty absent-minded. That's why when a surveyor found a sheep in an open manhole in England, he merely sighed and called for help to haul the sheep back onto solid ground. Luckily, the sheep looked quite unbothered by the whole situation. No one knows how long the animal had been stuck inside the manhole, but luckily, the sheep wasn't harmed or injured. In the end, the animal was happily reunited with her flock. Now this goes without saying, but this is one of the many instances where open manholes are serious threats. After all, just imagine if instead of a sheep, a person accidentally fell into the open hole. Number 4. Bear-sized rat found in Mexico City sewers. It's pretty common to see roaches, worms, and rats living in the sewers. A lot of people think that it's just a myth that rats live in sewers. In reality, it's actually estimated that around 1.6 million...
Bro, that can't be a real rat. And why is he putting water on it? No. We got... That's a New York rat, bro. I'm... Like, that rat gonna take over the earth. Like, that's what... I'm hoping that's not a real rat. Because imagine you see this... Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Million rats are living in sewers all around the world. But surely there is no other rat like this one found in Mexico City. If you're afraid of rats, then this discovery just might be your worst nightmare. In 2020, workers cleaning out the community drain in Mexico City were scared out of their wits when they saw a bear-sized rat in the sewer. The entire animal was larger than a human adult, and it took several men just to pull it out. Just look at the size of that thing. The workers immediately gave the rat a quick rinse, and after all the gunk was removed, the workers and all the onlookers realized that the rat wasn't something they should be worried about. In the end, the bear-sized rat turned out to be a prop that was washed away by a strong storm from a resident's house. In the end, only the owner of the huge rat was happy about the discovery. After all, her huge prop gave all the workers mini heart attacks thinking that they had stumbled upon a mutant sewer rodent.
Man.
Number 3. Dinosaur fossils. Did you know that in 2010, Canadian workers found a large dinosaur while digging in a sewer in Edmonton, Canada? Well, they didn't find an actual dinosaur, but they found huge dinosaur bones in the sewage. The workers immediately contacted the authorities, who gleefully retrieved the dinosaur bones from the city's sewage system. Despite a lot of dinosaur bones found in Alberta, Canada, no one expected that the next one would be fished out from human waste. What's more astounding is that the bones belong to two well-known dinosaurs that lived some 70 million years ago. The bones found in the sewer allegedly belong to a tyrannosaur officially named Albertosaurus and the hadrosaur Edmontosaurus. Just imagine how awesome it must have been when the workers spotted the fossils in the murky and dirty sludge. It probably became the find of a lifetime. Number 2. Flushed away snake. Surely you've also had the irrational fear before of something popping out of your toilet while you were in the bathroom. Some people in the world have already experienced seeing unexpected animals popping out from their toilets, including snakes and even rats. However, the chances of this occurring is incredibly rare. But in 2017, a worker from the Caernarfon sewage plant was surprised when he stumbled upon a writhing snake in a sewer system. While it's common to see snakes in some communities, these crawling reptiles weren't commonly spotted in the area. This led the worker to believe that the 4-foot-long reptile was a pet that escaped down the sink or the toilet. Another clue that led the worker to think that the snake was a pet was because it was a corn snake. This reptile is native to North America, and over the years it became one of the most popular pet snakes in the United Kingdom. The beautiful corn snake might have been only 4 feet long when it was found, but this species can grow up to about 6 feet long. Perhaps the reptile accidentally wandered the sewers in search of its favorite meal, rodents, when it got washed away by the water and into a container filled with human waste. Number 1. Mole people of Las Vegas. Las Vegas is often called Sin City. It's known for its gambling scene, but it's also known as the City of Lights. Usually when people hear Las Vegas, they think about partying, food, prestige, and pleasure. However, underneath all the glamour lies all the people cast away by society. If you're living in Las Vegas, you might already be aware that there is steady population growth in the city. These people spend most of their time in the dark, inside cave-like tunnels. They're known to be the mole people of Las Vegas. There are about 600 miles of tunnels in Las Vegas, and there are about 1,500 people living in them.
Wow.
In the city, the average rent for an apartment is about $1,500. This price continues to climb as years pass by, and while people with steady jobs can easily rent an apartment, people with a limited budget have no choice but to make the tunnels their homes. Each person in the tunnel often has a heartbreaking story that involves mental problems, broken families, and even addiction.
Wow.
Many of these people squeeze themselves into crevices inside the tunnel to keep themselves safe. Well, as safe as they could be inside the city's sewage system. These mole people also sometimes reside under some of the most popular hotels and casinos on the Strip. Some people might even walk right above them, and although those people on the surface can't see them, the mole people can easily see anyone above them. As much as it's comforting to think about Las Vegas as the city of glitz and glamour, it's hard to ignore the people suffering in the city, unseen by anyone who has the capability to live on the surface. As unpleasant as it sounds, the tunnels do a great job of keeping homeless people warm. However, if torrential downpours ravaged the city, all of the people living in the sewers would be in danger due to the rain. Children and even pregnant women can be found living in these tunnels.
That's so sad.
And although there are already volunteers who strive to save them all, there's still a long way before we could give all of them a decent chance at life. As surprising as these discoveries are, most of them are rare occurrences.
Man, that last one was sad, man. Heartbreaking. Truly heartbreaking. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.